Impact segment tonight, the first big Super Bowl controversy. This year, CBS charging more than $2 million for a 30-second commercial during the game, if you can believe it. Conservative Focus on the Family organization has ponied up the money to run an ad about abortion. The commercial stars Tim Tebow and his mother. Apparently, Mrs. Tebow was told to have an abortion for health reasons, but obviously did not.
I don't feel like I'm very preachy about it, but I do stand up for what I believe, and at least you can respect that because I do stand up. And unfortunately, in today's society, not many athletes tend to do that.
Yeah, it really is unfortunate that more athletes don't stand up and talk about what they believe in, because that's what we need. We need athletes to tell us what they believe and what their opinions are. Because if you can throw or catch a football or baseball or play some kind of sport, your opinion somehow fucking matters when it comes to religion or politics, right? And don't fucking talk to me about, oh, you're not preachy about it. Dude, people are going to pay millions of dollars so you can preach with your mommy for 30 seconds.
That's the reason I'm here, is because my mom is a very courageous woman, and, you know, wouldn't say no in a lot of circumstances, so, you know, that's the reason I'm here, and I'm very thankful for that.
Your mom was courageous only in the way that she had sex with your dad. He nutted inside your mom, created your ass. You were like, what, the fifth or sixth of one of their kids? You know, they obviously fucked like bunnies and didn't know how to fucking wear a condom. The only thing your mom didn't say no to was your dad saying, "Can I come inside?"
All right, with us now, Jammu Green, president of the Women's Media Center, wants CBS to abort the ad, so to speak. Just to give you a little more perspective, nobody's seen the ad yet, and Focus on the Family wouldn't even send us a script. CBS has seen the script. You haven't seen the ad or the script, right?
As you said, no one has seen the ad. CBS has approved this ad.
Right, but you haven't seen anything.
I've not seen
we
anything,
asked them and they wouldn't send it to us.
It's clear that CBS has approved this ad.
Yeah, it's going to run.
Contradicting
their
long-standing policy
don't
to
outkick
not
your
air
coverage to use a football metaphor.
Jesus, Bill, just let her answer one of your questions. I mean, you ask a question, let someone answer it. Why even have them on the show if you're just going to sit there and interrupt them so you can get your points in, which you're going to continue to do this entire fucking interview.
Let me just explain what we believe is in the ad.
So first you're going to badger her for not seeing the ad, and then you're going to go say, oh, well, let me tell you what we believe is in the ad, asshole.
We asked them and they wouldn't send it to us. Let me just explain what we believe is in the ad. Mrs. Tebow is in the Philippines. She got sick while she was pregnant with Tim. Some doctor said you should abort the baby because the baby may not come out healthy. All right? Mrs. Tebow said no, gave birth to Tim, her fifth child. They're going to celebrate that fact in the ad. It is obviously a pro-life ad. And your beef is?
Well, let's start with the fact that abortion is illegal in the Philippines and has been since 1930. So how do you explain that? Which doctors was she seeing that were giving her advice to do something illegal? Huh? Let's address that fact. I hope you got a few extra $1 million so you can buy another 30 seconds to try and explain that shit.
Well, I can't imagine the decision that the Tebows had to face when given the news about the pregnancy. And I think it's that very choice that Pam Tebow was allowed to make about her reproductive health decisions that this ad is trying to take away from all American women.
If it's a positive ad that I made my choice and it was the right choice, and I'm happy we made the choice, and Tim obviously is happy.
Because we all know that if a doctor makes a suggestion that you might want to consider getting an abortion because there might be a problem with the child, there's never a problem with the child, and 100% of the time they grow up to be famous fucking quarterbacks, right?
Why is that trying to take anything away from anybody? It's a positive statement.
This is clearly a thinly veiled attempt to undermine a woman's right to make decisions about her reproductive
How is it, though?
Decisions.
I don't understand how it undermines anything. It just tells their story.
All right, Bill, let's get to something basic. When you're interviewing someone, you ask them a question, and they try and answer it, you cannot continue to interrupt them with the same question. If I say, like, how old are you? And you're like, 50, and I'm like, how old? You're like, 50, how old? 50, how old? I mean, come on, that it gets old, motherfucker. Stop doing it. And it's a fucking useless tactic, and nobody's impressed by it but yourself.
I think it tells a story of a woman who had that right, has the ability to exercise that choice, and yes, it did turn out well for them, but taking that choice away from American women who have it right now.
seriously, this all happened in the Philippines. Tim Tebow was born in the Philippines. Everything happened in the fucking Philippines. This doesn't even have to do with American, like, politics or law at all. They were offered, I guess, apparently to do something illegal, or now are willing to say that because, you know, these kind of people, they'll lie and they'll convince themselves it's okay because I'm doing God's work or some shit like that.
Clearly, Focus on the Family has an anti-choice agenda. They also have an intolerant agenda.
That's true.
They
Focus
have
on the Family is a
agenda.
Wait. Now you're attacking the group and not the ad. I don't know if that's fair.
I mean, O'Reilly, you do nothing but attack the group. That's all you ever do when on your show. It's all Fox News ever does. You generalize everything. You target groups. It's all about the us versus them. And, you know, we have the highest ratings, so we're ahead, and there's more of us than there are of them. They're more of us, the Christians, more of us, the you know, the conservatives. It's more of us, the fucking Obama haters. You know, it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. And you fucking thrive off of that. And then you're going to be like, oh, I don't know if that's fair. And your fucking own channel calls itself Fair and Balanced. Oof.
Let's stay on the ad. Focus on the Family, as you rightly point out, is a pro-life group. They don't like abortion. Okay. But that doesn't mean everything they do is bad, and that doesn't mean everything they advertise should be banned, does it?
You fucking idiot. Nobody is suggesting that they ban all of their ads. You just pulled that directly out of your fucking ass. But on that note, mind you, CBS turned down an ad from a website for gay men. Anyway, it was called like Man Crunch or something like that. They had a commercial, they offered it. CBS turned it down. Turned down the money and everything. It wasn't about the money to them. It was about the principle. They didn't want to promote anything like gay. They thought it was too controversial. But then they'll run this shit. So it's really, it's a double standard.
Well, I think it's clear that CBS has a long-standing policy not to air advocacy ads that are controversial.
No, well, so here's a CBS quote.
That abortion is the most controversial issue that there is, and it is time to have a meaningful conversation about women's health when it comes to reproductive rights, and 30-second ad wars
I think you're trying to muzzle these
guys,
guys,
not the way to do
I think you're trying to muzzle them. That's not the American way. Here's what CBS says. Dana McClintock says, CBS has approved the script and CBS will ensure that any issue-oriented ad, which this is, no doubt, was appropriate for air. If it's a positive message, Jamu, if it's my story and I'm here to tell it, even though it has a pro-life message, you can't muzzle that in the United States of America. Now,
wait, let me make sure I heard that correctly, Bill.
You can't muzzle that in the United States of America. Now,
second,
I think you're trying to muzzle these
guys,
Jamu. I think you're trying to muzzle them. That's not the American way.
You're going to talk about muzzling people after all of this?
Why? Listen, cut his mic. Paula Evans, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Bill, if you are so concerned about public figures being bad role models for children, please stop rudely interrupting your guests and telling them to shut up. Well, the shut up line has happened only once in 6 years, Miss Evans.
Well, you know, I think that asking a student to stay in the closet in order to go to school is a lot like asking an African-American student.
Want to know what I was doing?
Shut up.
Please don't tell me to shut up.
As respect, why did you have to tell him you were an atheist if you didn't have any trouble reading the oath? Why didn't you just shut up? What Jimmy Carter should do is privately give Mr. Bush his opinion and shut up publicly. That would be best for the country. And it is our duty as loyal Americans to shut up once the fighting begins. Once the war against Saddam begins, we expect every American to support our military, and if they can't do that, to shut up.
Second,
I think you're trying to muzzle these
guys,
Jamu. I think you're trying to muzzle them. That's not the American way.
So do me a favor, Bill, and don't talk about muzzling or muting the opposition or anything like that, okay, asshole? Now, mind you, he was talking about in America you can't do this, but CBS is a private organization, just like Fox, so technically they can say whatever they want. They can choose the ads which play, and they can choose when to cut whoever's microphone because that's their right. But we also have a right. We can choose to not trust these kind of places as a correct source for news, like Fox. And you can trust that CBS has some underlying bullshit with this. If it was just anyone, they would allow pretty much any kind of commercial, especially if it was just for a gay men's dating site.
I think you know better than most people that television executives make decisions every single day about what they are going to air.
But I don't see why you would not put this on.
Of their viewers. And
who's it going to offend?
I don't know, Bill. Why don't you tell me who it's going to offend if a gay dating site gets a commercial during the Super Bowl? You and all your viewers, that's who.
Or a controversial issue.
Are you
than
offended?
abortion.
Wait, hold on. Are you offended that Tim Tebow's alive?
No, I'm offended that a douchebag that asks questions like that has his own television show and that it gets high ratings. That's what fucking offends me.
I am offended that CBS has a very specific advocacy policy that they have decided, whether out of
Well, that's
bias,
a beef with CBS.
Well, hello there, Bill. Welcome to the fucking conversation. What did you think we were throwing stones at Tim Tebow, saying, oh, you should have been aborted? What the fuck conversation do you think we're having here, asshole?
You can't be offended that Mrs. Tebow made the decision to give birth to Tim.
I applaud the fact that she had that
so let's
choice,
celebrate it.
and every American woman deserves that same
And
choice.
they have it. We respect your opinion, and thank you for coming in for a spirited debate.